Hello again. I can't believe it. We're already going to be moving on to science lesson number 3 in fabric. That is so fun. So today is always my favorite day because this is the day that we get to play with water a little bit. So this is what you're going to need today. You're going to need for your materials a cup and fill it up with, halfway with some nice room temperature water. You're going to need some paper towels because guess what? I guarantee some of you will be wiping up water, but I have to do it all the time, so that's okay. So, some paper towels. You will need your fabric samples, all the blue ones, okay? You will need your science notebook, and of course, your essential questions, okay? The essential question for today is what happens when water gets on fabric? What happens when water gets on fabric? Okay, so now that we have all of our materials, you will also need your pencil box with your writing materials, your writing utensils in them, and your scissors should be in there too, and your water dropper. I don't have a water dropper. I gave every single water dropper I have in this classroom to you people at home. So I don't have a water dropper. I'm actually short one for one new student. So today I'm going to use this little syringe, but it will work the same way as our water droppers. And as always, before we start playing with water and droppers and tools, we practice, right? We did it with the wood, we did it with the paper, and you're going to do it again with the fabric. You're going to practice using that water dropper, okay? And this is a perfect opportunity for you to start practicing right now. So just to remind you, you take that water dropper, you squeeze with all your might that black tip, and then you submerge, right? Submerge the tip of the water dropper into the water, and then you release, okay? You release the black tip, and then you should have the tube should be all filled with water now. And then I want you to practice over your cup of water, getting one drop out of the dropper at a time. One drop at a time. Because remember, when we're testing water on materials like wood, paper, and fabric, we only want one drop. And then, after we've made those observations, you can go ahead and maybe put a bigger drop. We're not going to be sitting here drenching, which means completely soaking the fabric and making a big mess. But we can play around with the water and the fabrics more later. But for right now, we're going to do one drop at a time, okay? So pause this video, take a few minutes, about 3 or 4 minutes to practice filling your water dropper with water and releasing one drop at a time back into the cup. Go. Okay, you're back. We're all professional water droppers now, right? All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get our fabrics out of the baggie. Mrs. Lewis's workstation's getting a little crowded, but that's okay. And I'm going to lay out my fabrics. You should be doing the same thing that I am doing. I'll lay them out in front of us like this. And maybe we can go over what some of the names of the fabric are. Again, I have them up here. And I'm sorry that my table is blue and my fabrics are blue. I did not plan that. Okay, so I hope, I didn't really see too much on Seesaw yet, a little bit, of you guys talking about the fabrics, but I hope you had lots of great discussions with your families about these fabrics. And maybe you recognized, some of them, as fabrics that you use practically every single day, right? And then maybe there were some fabrics that you don't use every single day, but still really liked and wanted to talk about. Okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you my goal, okay? I have a plan. I need to make a rain jacket, okay? I need to make a rain jacket. The water that we are going to be playing with today is going to represent the weather of rain, a rainy day. And I need a rain jacket. So what's rain? Rain is water. So obviously, you are going to help me decide what kind of fabric I should use to make a rain jacket and why. Okay? Why is this type of fabric going to be the best material to make a rain jacket? So how do we figure that out? Well, of course, we have to test it, right? We're scientists. We have to test things. So what I would like you to do first is I would like you to get your satin. I'm going to show you what satin is. Satin is very shiny, silky looking, very soft. It's soft and shiny on one side and not so soft and shiny on the other side. The texture changes. That weft and warp actually changes each side of the fabric. So I would like you to get your satin, okay, and put it on your paper towel. And then I would like you to get your nylon. Nylon fabric, okay, right here. If you look at it closely with your microscope or even just your really super awesome eyes, you can see all the little squares on it. Again, it's pretty shiny. It's soft. It doesn't really feel, if you talked about textures before with your family, this is the one fabric that I thought didn't really feel like a typical fabric. So go ahead and find the nylon and put that onto your paper towel like so. Then what I want you to do is 1 drop of water on each piece of fabric, okay? You ready? Here we go, 1 drop. Mine's a little tricky. Ooh, I did it. Observe. Remember, don't touch the fabric after you get the water on it. When we're observing, we're using our and looking very, thank you, closely. Observe. Get that magnifying glass out if you want. Look at what's happening to the water very closely. What does the water do? Is it soaking in? Right? Is it soaking in? Is it beating up? What is happening? Is it absorbing? Is the fabric repelling the water? What do you think? I wonder, would one of these make a good fabric for a rain jacket? Something else I would like you to do. Lift up your fabric and see what's happened on the other side. Ooh, do you see that right there? Interesting. Now that we've even more interesting. Now that we've observed. Okay, so we learned a lot right there. All right, so now I'm going to take these and I'm just going to move them over to this side so I'll know that I have tested those. And now I need to decide, is one of these fabrics a contender for the raincoat? Like, could it be the fabric to choose? or not. So we have contenders and non-contenders. Big word. Awesome $20 word right there. So is the nylon a contender to be a raincoat, right? If you think so, put it somewhere where you can be like, these are my contenders, okay? So, and then decide the satin. Is the satin a contender for the raincoat? You decide. If you had to wear a raincoat, what are the things that you want your raincoat to do for you? Okay? All right. So I'm not going to do it because I don't want you to copy me. But you're going to decide what your contender fabrics are and your non-contenders, like the ones that we would not use. Okay? And you'll tell me why later on Seesaw. You record yourself and tell me. All right, so let's get some more. Let's get some more. How about the terry cloth? Terry cloth is kind of fuzzy. See that? Terry cloth. And, I don't know, let's say the burlap. Okay, the burlap. All right, go ahead and test out the water on the terry cloth and the burlap. 1 drop. Interesting. Observe. This one kind of blows my mind. I need my magnifying glass. What did I do with it? I know what I did with it. I packed it in another child's envelope. Interesting. Wow. What are you noticing? I can't wait to hear your observations. This is so cool. Keep watching. It's still changing. I was looking at you. I turned around and I can't believe that just happened. I had a water droplet on my burlap for a long time. Did you too? And now it's gone. I was looking at you and then it disappeared. I'm going to have to go back and watch this video and see what happened to it. What do you think happened to it? It absorbed very slowly. Okay, so now that we've observed, let's pick up and see what's on the other side. Oh, I see the water on the other side too, so it's soaked right through. Okay, interesting. Ah! Look at that mess. From the burlap. I had my nylon piece there before and there was no water there. This is from the burlap. Okay, so I'm going to take these and just put them aside. You are going to take them and decide whether or not they would make a good raincoat or not. If you think they would both make a great raincoat, put them both with your contender pile. If you think, they're not very good raincoats, put them with your non-contender pile. Okay, if you think one is and one isn't, give it a go. I want to hear your thinking. All right, so I'm just going to toss these over here. Okay, so I think you get the idea of what you need to do. You need to get 2 more pieces of fabric, put them on dry spots on your paper towel, and 1 drop of water. Observe, think, talk, use language, what's happening, how long does it take to happen, is it instant, does it take a long time, right? Then you have to make that judgment call, right? Is this a good fabric for a raincoat or not, right? If I had to wear a raincoat and it was raining like it was the other day, last Monday, what type of fabric would I want covering my body? Okay. So, you do that. After you get all that, you've got those piles, I want you to, let me know all you're thinking. Record it. Post it on Seesaw. Can't wait to hear all about it. And I also want you to do your science notebook entry. Okay, so what happens when, next clean page, Mrs. Lewis, next clean page, Mrs. Lewis, what happens when water gets on fabric? Same thing doesn't happen with everyone, does it? We'll find out, won't we? All right, and that will be your science lesson for right now. A little story about fabric in a few moments, but get this done and post to Seesaw. This was fun. I love doing science with you guys because you're amazing. All right, love you. Bye.